So, I'd like to read a statement concerning some recent matters involving the police department. The Board of Trustees is very saddened by the recent incident concerning police officer Ken Campion. Our thoughts and prayers are with Officer Campion and his family. We wish him a full and speedy recovery. After the news stories over the past week concerning our police department, I believe that it is important to report to the residents of the village about these matters. In March 2014, two village police officers, Mark Lency and Greg Paci, retired in order to avoid facing potential disciplinary charges. The incident that led to the potential charges arose when officers Lency and Paci arrested an African-American man by the name of Jermaine Hall. Mr. Hall was charged with resisting arrest, obstruction of government administration, disorderly conduct, assault of a police officer, speeding, and failure to stop at a stop sign. The officers submitted sworn depositions attesting to the truth of those charges. Subsequently, companions of Mr. Hall, who were present at the time of his arrest, produced a videotape of the encounter that contradicted the sworn statements of Officers Paci and Lency. Chief Mosiello notified Officers Paci and Lency that he had reviewed the videotape and was contemplating bringing them up on charges of misconduct for filing false supporting depositions. Officers Paci and Lency decided to retire rather than defend those potential charges. Mr. Hall commenced a lawsuit against the village in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. His lawsuit asserted claims for false arrest, false imprisonment, and violation of his civil rights. The village's insurer settled the lawsuit pursuant to a confidential settlement agreement. Therefore, I cannot comment on the terms of that settlement. Because the two officers retired when they did, they were both ineligible for certain retirement benefits under the collective bargaining agreement between the village and the Police Benevolent Association. Specifically, they were ineligible for cash payments for their accrued vacation time and to have the village pay the full cost of their health insurance as retirees. The village declined to pay anything more than what was required under the collective bargaining agreement. Former officers Paci and Lency then spent several months trying to persuade village officials, including Chief Mosiello, to change the village's decision to adhere to the collective bargaining agreement. Their efforts were unsuccessful. Last summer, former Officer Lency approached me at Shore Park and asked me to meet with him and Officer Campion concerning alleged misconduct by Chief Mosiello. I agreed to that request and met with them at my home on 2 occasions. At the second meeting, they provided me with information concerning allegations that Chief Mosiello had acted improperly by causing traffic tickets to be dismissed. I presented their allegations to the Board of Trustees and recommended that we retain counsel who had no prior contact with or connection to the village or its officials to investigate the allegations. The board retained Bryant Nugent, who is a lawyer from Rockland County and served as a police officer for 20 years. After conducting his investigation, Mr. Nugent concluded that the ticket-fixing claims against Chief Mosiello were unfounded. On December 15 of last year, while Mr. Nugent's investigation of alleged ticket-fixing was still underway, former Officer Lency sent me an email with an attachment. Based on the attachment, it appeared that in 2011, Chief Mosiello had received emails in his personal account containing racially offensive material, and then forwarded those emails to the personal accounts of several officers in the police department. Mr. Lency expressed the opinion that the chief's employment should be terminated immediately in light of these emails, and that the emails would be made public if that did not happen. Because Chief Mosiello admitted that he had received and forwarded those emails, we did not expand the scope of Mr. Nugent's investigation to include that subject. The board took this matter very seriously and held an emergency meeting on December 26th. It is significant that Chief Mosiello would have been entitled to a full due process hearing before the Board of Trustees could impose discipline of any kind, and whatever decision the board made could potentially be subject to lengthy judicial challenges. Recognizing the potential costs, risks, and delays of litigation, and further recognizing that Chief Mosiello is a long-term village employee who immediately acknowledged what he had done and apologized for his poor judgment, on January 12, the board imposed significant discipline, but not termination, on the chief, which he agreed to accept without legal challenge. The board made that decision before last week's press reports. The discipline imposed was substantially more serious than any of the other options available to the village under the Westchester Police Act, and included a significant loss of pay and the requirement that Chief Mosiello submit to counseling. In short, we have given serious consideration to all of the charges we received, investigated them thoroughly, and imposed appropriate discipline. Because these are personnel matters that are, in the ordinary course, kept confidential, we do not have any further comment. Thank you.